So we're making turmeric milk. One of the most common questions I receive is, what do you do in the middle of the afternoon when you're kind of feeling that lull, you've had a long day, you've still got things you got to produce, and you need a little extra energy. So this is one of my favorite little afternoon snacks, pick-me-ups, and it's turmeric milk. And so the first thing I want to do is show you the different ingredients, and then what I'm going to do is show you how I make it.
So just as a reminder, a lot of people, when they get that kind of lull or we start feeling tired or lethargic, it's so common to go and grab something from the snack machine, a candy bar, or something that's like high calorie, low energy, not ideal. And so that's what I love about this energy booster turmeric drink. So hi and welcome. I'm Annette Ba'u, the Millionaire Insider. For over 30 years, I've been researching the top 1% and 2% of millionaires to learn how super successful do business, life, and money differently. And now I'm providing you practical, easy to implement insights so you can create a richer and more fulfilling business and life. As I like to say, a wealthy life. That's the ultimate goal. We're doing something different today. We are diving into a power energy drink, something that is an energy booster, something that I started looking into when I saw so many ill millionaires. I was like, something's got to give. All right, we have a lot of money. If we don't have our health, we have nothing. So we want to have financial freedom, but we also want to have an amazing life. And that requires that we take care of our bodies and our minds. So today we're diving into the Energy Booster Turmeric Drink. I'm Annette Ba'u, founder of MillionaireSeries.com and the Millionaire Insider channel. Please click subscribe and ring the bell so we can stay connected. All materials and intellectual property are copywritten by the MillionaireSeries.com. The information we provide is not intended to replace any advisor or specialist or to provide investment, financial, tax, retirement, any planning advice, or today, healthcare advice. You need to check with your own qualified healthcare providers who know your situation. I'm giving you my opinion, what works for me, what I've been advised by the different people I have researched, but you've got to do your own due diligence, my friends. All participants agree to hold MillionaireSeries.com and its affiliates harmless for results achieved or not achieved, and all international copyrights are reserved. For today's show notes, go to MillionaireSeries.com/157. For all show notes, go to MillionaireSeries.com/WLI. Now, today's episode is brought to you by our very own Program Your Mind template. You can go to MillionaireSeries.com/RMT. Now, the reason I'm giving you this template today, when we're talking about an energy booster, specifically a turmeric ginger health drink, is because what I find is that if you're not making health a priority, the issue is programming or reprogramming your mind. Something got wired that this is how you take care of your body and it's really not important. I just got to get to my financial goals. Nothing could be further from the truth. So again, MillionaireSeries.com/RMT to access our Program Your Mind template. It's going to teach you not only how to program your mind, but also reprogram your mind. So you can get rid of any of those beliefs that are no longer serving you. So let's look at some health benefits of turmeric, just so you can understand. So it contains curcumin, which is a chemical compound, and that's where all the benefits really start. It's an anti-inflammatory, so it's going to reduce joint pain, arthritis, inflammation. People even say it helps with depression, and that some health doctors, naturopaths, actually use it to treat depression. Heartburn, liver problems, stomach bloating, fatigue, energy. The list goes on and on. Always, always check with a qualified healthcare provider. But the benefits of turmeric are amazing. And when I started eating turmeric, it was not like popular like it is now. But now everywhere you go, people are touting turmeric. So again, just make sure you check with your own healthcare provider and make sure it works with your situation and any conditions you may have. All right, let's look at some health benefits of ginger. So I like to make a turmeric ginger drink as compared to just a turmeric drink, which most people refer to as turmeric golden milk. So it contains gingerol, And it's also an anti-inflammatory and an antioxidant. It aids in digestion. I mean, if you ever have an upset stomach, just drink a cup of ginger tea or eat a couple pieces of ginger. It's amazing. It reduces nausea. It may help with weight loss or joint pain, low blood sugar. Age-related diseases include brain functioning. I found that one really interesting. I was really not aware of that, but when I started doing research, I was like, wow. So there's been quite a bit of research, and some of the literature from 2019 showed that when people were consuming it, they were able to reduce their body weight, their waist-hip ratio, and the hip ratio in people who are overweight. Now, you know, as you get older, they will determine like a lot of health conditions based on the size your waist gets. It's really an issue. So you got to be really aware of that. But a lot of these studies were done with people that were obese, and some of them were ones that had issues with blood insulin levels, and they showed that it really improved. And I think the one thing that they also shared is that there's a lot more studies that need to be done, but there definitely is a positive effect on obesity and weight loss in some of the studies they shared. So it's got a lot of benefits. I love ginger. I have eaten ginger forever. And whenever I have any type of upset stomach or anything like that, I'll do ginger. Sometimes I also do activated charcoal. But again, whatever you do, make sure and check with your own qualified healthcare provider. So now let's dive into the live demo where I'll show you how I make the energy boosting turmeric drink.
All right, so you want to start off with turmeric powder. That's really important. And then I like to sweeten it with monk fruit. Monk fruit is a really great sweetener and it has no calories, so it's ideal. You can either use hemp milk, organic almond milk, or organic coconut milk. And then you want to add ideally some cardamom as well as some cinnamon. It really adds flavor. And then I like to add raw turmeric and raw ginger. Now I'm getting low on turmeric, but I wanted you to see you really only need about half of this. So what you're going to do is you're going to pour the milk. You're going to shake the milk up. Make sure you shake it really well. You're going to pour it into the cup. And I'm going to pour about 3/4 of a cup. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to microwave it for about 1:20. So I like it to be warm. I don't like it to be hot. So you've got that. Then what you do is, hopefully you have some type of blender. And what you're going to do is you're going to bring your Vitamix or whatever blender it is you have out. You're going to pour in the milk. And then what I do is I add about a scoop. This is probably about 1/4 of a cup, maybe a little less. I add that. I add a good amount of the monk fruit. I just kind of shake a little bit out. It probably ends up being about a teaspoonful. I like it a little sweeter. I add a couple shakes of the cardamom and a couple shakes of the cinnamon. And then what I always do, this has been washed, always make sure you wash it, but I'm going to cut off the ends just so that what I'm getting is really fresh. Cut off a little chunk, so, and then cut off a little chunk of the turmeric.
So one of the other things I want to add is adding some organic black pepper is also really helpful for digesting turmeric. So a lot of experts recommend that. And then something else that's a little bit debatable is adding some type of fat. Now, if you are going to add something like a coconut oil, I just would recommend that you do it in very small amounts, because there is research that shows that while there are a ton of health benefits from coconut oil, there also are some negatives, specifically the fact that it hardens when it gets cold. And there are experts that are very concerned about that once that gets into your arteries. So again, do your own research on that. But as far as the black pepper, that is really important.
And then it's super easy. All you do is put on the lid and start blending. Flip it off. put it on, and voila. Let's see if you can see this. It is done. And then, it is so good. I just love that. And it's such a great pick-me-up. I find that after I drink it, I just feel more energetic. I feel calmer. It's just wonderful. If you want to drink it cold, drink it cold. I personally like it just a little bit warm, but it's whatever you want. And the great thing about it is it doesn't add a lot of calories, but it adds a lot of energy. And what I find is then I'm ready to finish the rest of the day strong and really be productive. So hopefully you enjoyed this tip. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.
So some energy tips. All right, we talked about this amazing drink, but what else can you do? One of the things you can do to have more energy is learn to say no. Commit to doing less. Make sure when you say yes, you really mean yes. Get adequate sleep. 7 to 8.5 hours of sleep a night is huge. And get to bed early so you can wake up without an alarm clock. Eat a healthy diet, organic, non-starchy veggies, lean protein, healthy fat, complex carbohydrates, and then exercise, cardio, stretching, or yoga, and weight training. And then last but not least, focus on being the best you and stop worrying about what everyone else thinks. If you can look at yourself in the mirror at the end of the day and say, I did the best I could, what else can you do? And if you can't, then figure out what you need to change and then do it the next day, my friends. All right. So today's episode is brought to you by our very own Program Your Mind template. You can go to millionaireseries.com/RMT. The reason I gave you this is because if you're having any challenges of making good, healthy choices, you got to work on programming your mind. You've got to get it into your limbic brain. You got to change your neural pathway. This guide will help you. So again, millionaireseries.com/RMT, and you can learn how to program your mind. For today's show notes, go to millionaireseries.com/157. For all show notes, go to millionaireseries.com/WLI. So again, I want to thank you so much for joining me for the Energy Booster Turmeric Drink. I'm Annette Ba'u, founder of millionaireseries.com and the Millionaire Insider channel. All international copyrights are reserved. I'll look forward to seeing you next week. Bye for now.